So I have my drawing here. Right now I am at 3 inches diameter opening, approximately. It's a little smaller than that, but it's pretty close. And according to my measurements, at about 4.5 inches height, I should be at 5.5 inches wide. So I need to now widen the form out about 2.5 inches in a relatively short period of time. So 4.5 inches, right about here, 4.5 to 5, that would be fine. I should then be 5.5. So it's not insane. If I look at this visually, it's really just kind of increasing slightly to this diameter. It's not this. So I want to keep that in my mind as this kind of shape. It's not this kind of shape. So this was made Tuesday. It has been drying. I need to now apply slip. Remember, this is just the liquefied clay. This is not colored slip. I need to score it. My scoring tool is a serrated rib, so don't think I'm just mushing a rib tool on here. Mine is serrated. You will use either a needle tool to score multiple lines. I'm going to make sure this is nicely scored and ready for the new clay. So just like before, my first coil, I am still going to just start directly on the top. I'm not going to try and all of a sudden bring the first one out. It's not going to work that way. So the first one's just going to go directly on the top of the one. All right. Now, when the two meet, and make sure they're pressed firmly together, but this next coil, as it goes to the top of the one underneath, again, I'm going to look at this like it's a flat surface. If I position the coil to the outside edge, it'll make it slowly move out. So, using some pressure with my thumb. Now, when I was demonstrating this to a lot of you, when I was showing moving the coils in, my hand was positioned kind of like this because it was moving the coils inward. So when I was pushing down with my thumb, my outside fingers were positioned like this to move the coils in. Now, in contrast with this, my outside fingers are now positioned kind of moving out. So I'm telling the coil what shape I want it to be, how I want it to be positioned. Remember, you're going to be building this up at a spiral, so at some points, which I will demonstrate, you are going to want to level it off so you can have an understanding of how things look flat. All right, so this is a big coil, just still putting on just the one. All right, now remember, after I add every single coil, I take my hands and compress all the coils together. So, even doing that, notice that as I'm doing that, I'm directing the coil in the direction I want it to go. I'm making sure things seem even and consistent. Things are staying round and symmetrical. And let's check my measure. How wide am I? I'm at 4 inches. I'm about 3.5 inches in height, so I am still doing good. So my next coil, I kind of pushed this one down, so it really doesn't matter. Remember, I don't need to score and slip this now because it's all same clay with same clay. So see, even in the camera, how the coil looks like it's laying on right now? It looks like it's like this. And then when I press them together, I'm gonna fix it. So notice that look right there. All right, now again, you look at this shape. Look how weird it looks on the top there. I don't keep it like that. I'm compressing everything back, getting it into the shape that I want. So remember I said I do this after every single coil I attach. I really do. And let's see if I'm making progress. I am. I'm a little over 5 inches right now. And I'm at 4 inches in height, so I am doing really good. I have about ½ an inch to an inch or so, is about 4.5 inches to 5 inches, till I got to 5.5 inches diameter. So I'm gonna keep putting those coils towards the outside edge. And I'm going to compress back again. All right, do another measure check. About 5.5. About 4.5 inches in height, which is about 4.5 inches in height, and I should be at 5.5. So I'm doing really good now. So what's really important now, even if I feel like I like where this is going, I like the shape, I definitely want to make sure that if I want hidden coil, I start blending. Do not wait to hide all the coils until the very end. Do it as you go. If you wait, it will be too hard for you to do that, and usually you'll break the piece. So, again, with using my metal rib, I'm going across more at a 45-degree angle across those lines. I'm not going straight up and down. I could use my fingers first if I wanted to. Notice that I'm supporting the interior when I'm doing this. If I want this form to move outward and I start pushing at the outside with this rib tool, I'm going to start pushing it in. I don't want that to happen, so I'm holding here. That's also giving me some pressure to push up against, which makes it easier to refine these coils. What I don't want to do in my refining process is scrape off so much clay that I'm thinning the wall down unbelievably. So, when you are building a coil pot, for some reason I have a lot of students that feel that they need to blend all of the coils on the inside of the vessel. You don't. That's one. If you choose to want to do that and you want to blend the coils on the interior of the vessel, you cannot then blend the coils also on the exterior of the vessel. If you try and do both, you will thin the wall of the vessel so much that it will cause problems. So don't do it. A lot of times, let's say towards the top of a vessel, I might want to smooth and refine those interior coils just at the top, because that's what you're looking at when you see the top of the vessel. That's not a big deal. It's not structural. It's all the way at the top. Refining those, what you're gonna see is not a big deal. So that one I refined, and I have hidden coil on both in and out of there. That's absolutely fine. Just not all the way throughout the whole vessel. You do not want that. So I'm going to continue to take the time to just kind of refine this. My goal right now is to build and to continue moving upwards until I get to a point where I'm starting to move inward. So once I get to a point where I'm going to start moving inwards, I need to then level cut the whole thing and then start moving inwards. If I do that too soon and I don't level cut it, same as the base. Remember, we had to cut the round circle right in the center. If I move all the way in, and remember, I'm moving up at a spiral. So if I don't level cut it and I start moving in, my opening will end up skewed off to the side. So as soon as I know I'm going to move inwards and I'm going to change the shape of the vessel, it needs to be level cut. So I would wait. I don't think any of you are going to get to that point. I will probably demonstrate that before you guys get to that, but that is very important.